stream.
Well, for those of us that you that are listening to us live right now, thank you.
Yeah.
But also, just you can find us on iTunes. We're on iTunes.
You sort of reminded me when you're talking about that game.
You can find us on iTunes. You're not going to miss really a whole hell of a lot. I mean, this interview is a great damn interview, but you can find us on iTunes.
If you want to find out who the hell I am, get it on iTunes.
You remind me of Robert De Niro's character from the Bradley Cooper movie from a few years ago with Jennifer Lawrence.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah, you're sort of like, I got some game. I gotta have to promote exactly the way it is.
No, I
don't sort of like that. No, I need to watch it. How's the game not coming on?
Anyway, so inside the locker, we have a lot to unpack and a lot to get to. We're in the middle of the NFL season. Very briefly, very briefly.
Kevin's Bills are winning right now.
Kevin's Bills winning 9-3 over the Jets. Anyway, actually, we should probably, because this is like the third time we've mentioned Kevin. Kevin is the esports editor, long-time listener to the show. May have heard him come and explain what esports are here on the show. He is in the background watching. So anyway, I'm just setting the scene, being descriptive. In any case, let's start with a little football. Right now, we're at just past the halfway point, and maybe not quite at the halfway point of the playoffs. The point is, we're entering week 10. We kind of know who's good. We kind of know who's bad. We kind of know where this is going. The bottom line of the NFL is if you don't have an elite quarterback, then thanks for playing. So there's, 15, 20 teams that we can kind of go ahead and rule out. But this is the home stretch. This is where it gets really exciting. November is always a bloodbath. So what we're going to do, though, kind of to commemorate the season, is sort of run down things that we were right about, things that we were wrong about. Each of us will just kind of mention one or two things. And I'll go first because I'm the host. And
also, Callum, do you know what a quarterback is?
I do know what a quarterback is.
Yeah, Callum, what we have you give me?
They're the ones who are always jerks to the sympathetic geek character, and they have the hottest girlfriend. Right?
Yes.
That's the quarterback.
That's the quarterback.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Callum, when was the last time you watched a football game?
So I've watched 3 football games in my life, including the one we're watching right now. I watched a Super Bowl once.
Oh, nice.
That was good. I was talking to Kevin about that at the bar because it was broadcast by the BBC. Well, of course, you guys know football is all about the adverts and commercials.
Right.
We call them adverts, right?
Right.
Commercials. You have commercials all the time, but the BBC is a commercial station. It's a public station. So it was actually quite a good way for the British audience to watch NFL because in between each phase, when they went to commercial, in that time, they could come back to the experts, and the experts would be like, okay, here's what's going to happen. I actually explained what was going to happen. So it's actually pretty sweet. Kind of a running commentary, like in each phase of what was going to happen.
Well, I watched the Cricket World Cup this summer. I watched India take
Why did you do
Australia. I just actually we were invited. The office was invited to watch the Cricket World Cup at another tech startup that had a heavy Indian population.
Let's see.
So we watched.
I was going to say, who invited you?
The point is,
what is wrong with Austin tech startups?
And the people that was.
I said tech startups. I didn't say Indian people. I said tech startups.
You just said, but you implied that.
No, I implied tech startups with gentrification is what I was arguing.
They had a lot of Indian people. That's
incidental.
All right. Anyway, yeah, you're right. It was a very cliche tech startup where they had like kegs of beer and like snaps and whatever.
Cartoon posters on the wall.
Exactly. Cartoon.
We're so quirky as we make a bunch of money and push people out their neighborhoods.
Well, you can't stop progress, Elliot. So
anyway, made me recognize that progress is sort of shitty.
No, I know. All right. Anyway, so the issue was
shitty too.
So I watched the Cricket World Cup. It was generally entertaining. It took me about 15, 20 minutes to figure out what's going on, and then it was good. I think the NFL is a pretty damn simple game, right? We got dudes on the left here kicking to the dudes on the right. Dudes on the right have the ball. They're going to try and move to the left. And that's it. That's all there is to it.
The game itself. Yeah, the game itself is simple. It makes it complicated with fouls. The rule book is way fucking big.
Because I talked about how I liked soccer from the World Cup last year because I saw the parallel between American football and soccer and that time of possession, field position and all that stuff. They're similar in that sense.
The thing I can't get over about football is a barrier to me becoming a true football fan is being a rugby fan. I played rugby all through high school, which of course is the game from which football evolved. You call it a touchdown.
Right, touchdown.
When you don't actually touch.
You don't touch it down, and that is a bit in rugby. You have to touch the ball down on the ground, and it doesn't have to be 2 hands. You have to have control and direction.
Okay.
So you have to be
to touch the ball.
It has to be clear that you are directing the ball down, and you have control of the ball.
See, but here's the thing: I've never ever knew there was a different term for touchdown was like breaking the plane. So for me, like that makes a lot more sense, though. I mean, you think about it, isn't that the same reason it's called football and not, a bunch of 300-pound guys like run towards each other?
There's no reason for us to sit
Not
here
about
and spell
football.
out the history of the game that we hold dear.
Point I'm
is,
annoying the shit out of remote.
One or two things that we were right about heading into week 10 or 11. I don't know. All right. So, for example, I told you guys back in August that this Dallas Cowboys team was going to go as far as Tony Romo could take them. 2-0 with Romo, 0-6 without Romo.
What happened to Tony Romo?
He broke his collarbone.
Oh, yeah.
Clavicle 5 years ago.
Yeah.
This time the collarbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he remembered Jessica Simpson.
Romo broke his collarbone,
Tough break.
out 6 weeks. Literally, it's a quarterback-driven league. You're not going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot of things. Another thing that I told you guys was that Greg Hardy would be a distraction to this Dallas Cowboys team. Would be problematic to this Cowboys team. Would cause more trouble than he is worth to these Dallas Cowboys. And here we are. JC, what have you learned? And what were you right about?
I feel like I was right about Todd Gurley. It took a little while, but I really liked him in college. I know a torn ACL is really bad. But these days that's not as bad a thing as it used to be.
Right now, for those that don't know, Todd Gurley is a first-year player from the University of Georgia.
You say for those who don't, you mean for me,
For
right?
Cal, I'm sorry. Todd Gurley.
You're suggesting that there's a part of your audience who's been listening to this podcast for a while was suddenly like, I'm just enjoying the sound of these guys' voices. I don't actually know what to talk about.
Yeah, Gurley is a really exciting prospect from the University of Georgia. Came into the NFL, missed an early chunk of the season with a knee injury, attempting to rehab a torn ACL. Less than a year since he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
And already emerging as the most dynamic and playmaking running back in the entire league. Yeah. So there you go. What else were you right or wrong about?
Wrong about the Panthers. I think not even taking into account the injury to Kelvin Benjamin. Even with Kelvin Benjamin, I didn't think the Panthers were going to be any good at all.
Yeah, I think we had him as an 8-8 team that already 8.
Yeah, they had 7 wins last year, and they've already got 8 this year. So I was definitely wrong about the Panthers.
All right, Elliot, break it down.
I think I was right about the Panthers. Just gonna put that out there. Because I thought Cam Newton was going to take the next step, and he did. He always had that natural. He always had a second gear. I remember watching him play when he was in college versus Patrick Peterson was trying to chase him down during a play, and Cam just shifted into a new gear that it seemed like nobody else in the field had. And that can propel you to success in college, but it's sort of that thing of you're ready to Vince Young of not just take that next step. And you realize it is a cerebral game. You got to study it. You got to train. And it seems like he has taken that next step and is now an elite quarterback.
Cam Newton, I think in July, his truck rolled over several times. It was like a life-threatening car accident. And since then, he seemed incredibly dedicated to crafting football. And
That's all it took.
That's all it took was just facing his mortality.
What
12
were you regular season games at 1 in a row?
12 and over. Pretty goddamn impressive. Adam, yourself, what have you learned? What were you right about?
I was no, actually, funny enough, I don't think I was right about very much. I was I think pretty right about how I thought Minnesota was going to do this year. I was pretty right about the transition of tackle. You ever watch how tackle the Jets? I didn't think the Jets defense would be as dominant as it's been, but I think I did call that pretty well. However, I got a lot wrong and a lot that I got wrong at you against the South. As a division overall, I thought that was going to be honestly the Cowboys divisions are a lot like what I thought the South was going to be like this year, but they totally flipped it. I mean, Falcons are doing well, far better than I ever thought they would do. Saints are starting to get back.
Turn it around. Yeah, and the thing is, one of the frustrations we thought this is a rotting team.
Yeah.
That looks ready to just kind of strip down the whole foundation and start over. All of a sudden, making a push toward the playoffs. And if they were in the NFC East, they'd be the favorites to win that division. But right now, all of a sudden, the Falcons, Saints, Panthers, all peaking at the right time.
Yep.
All contenders for the playoffs. Elliot is picking up my dog's feces.
Only because I could smell it. It was bothering me.
I apologize. You did not need to do that. All right, yeah. So you flipped it. It's
So
Penny's
things-
contribution to the
Things
podcast.
that we were wrong about. Now, Logan, do you want to chime in here? I know you're producing tonight. Do you got one? You got a hot take?
I'm wrong about everything. all the
How
time.
are your fantasy teams doing?
So out of my 4, I am 7-1 in my main one.
Oh, there you go.
And the one team that I lost to is currently 1-7.
That's how it goes.
That's why they play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they play the game.
And but then in the ITL Cast League, I think currently I'm like 50%. I'm like below that. I'm like
Yeah, I'm currently 4 and 5 right now. I
Yeah.
think, something like that.
I'm not doing great. I'm not
We've all
doing
been
great.
there. And the ITL cast, for those of you keeping tabs at home, I have a winning record. JC has a winning record. Nobody else has a winning record at the table. And actually, JC and I just tied very rarely.
I don't know how the hell we did that.
Yeah, well, what happened was I had a comfortable lead. Andrew Luck came back, and then he threw an interception on the last play of the game, and JC lost 2 points, and so we ended up tying. Anyway, all right. So where we were wrong about, where we were way off.
I wasn't wrong about anything.
Yeah, no, Callum killed it. His projection models were sterling. Yeah, I would say that. I thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to be a little bit more dominant. I thought the Baltimore Ravens were picked to win the Super Bowl by Sports Illustrated. I thought they would be a little bit more dominant.
Wow, really?
Both of those teams, I don't think either team is going to be able to get in the playoffs, especially with these sustained injuries.
Yeah.
Periods they have to go without their quarterback, Big Ben. Elliot, what were you wrong? What did you not expect was going to happen?
I didn't expect that Tampa Bay would suck as much as they have.
Well, that's on you.
No.
We all kind of figured they'd be
I thought Mike Evans at least would be better.
Yeah.
And because I selected him like third in my fantasy, and it's just like, wow, you have shit the bed.
Yeah, he had the rough.
Yeah.
He's been bad. He hasn't.
He's been inconsistent.
He's been inconsistent. He's been banged up.
Yeah.
His quarterback hasn't been able to get him the ball. You thought he'd be this target monster.
Yeah.
It just isn't happening.
That and how Seattle's treating Jimmy Graham. That is some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's mostly. Again, for those that don't know, Jimmy Graham, one of those dynamic players in the league, moves over to Seattle in the offseason, and they just don't give him the ball. He's kind of on an island. It's disappointing, especially for those of us that invested in earlier round pick on Jimmy Graham. To see him not do much of anything frustrating. JC, what were we wrong?
I was also wrong about the Colts. Kind of the way they've been improving year after year with Andrew Luck, I just kind of thought this, and I mean, sort of also a side wrong about the Patriots. So I thought this was the year for the Colts to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's absolutely not. And again, the Indianapolis Colts, these were a team that finished in the Final Four last year, a team that lost the AFC Championship game, close to the Super Bowl. They added 2 big name veterans. You thought that's going to be enough to get these young Colts over the hill to be the series force in the AFC. Unfortunately, what has happened is their offensive line is completely fallen apart. Andrew Luck, their veteran quarterback, their all-star franchise quarterback, can't stay on the field, has a lacerated spleen now. He'll be out a couple of weeks.
That's not good.
Colts don't look like they're going to be in a position to contend. Now, about those contenders, if we start with the AFC, and again, for those that don't know, Callum, that's the American Football Conference.
I follow that.
Right. So we got 16 teams on one side, 16 on that side.
Yeah, programs of 4. We're going to go to the Final Four and the AFC Championship game. And the championship game winners go to the Super Bowl. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's basically it.
And then they win all the marbles and everyone goes in there.
Yes.
No, they don't have marbles. They win trophy.
They won a trophy. Right. Now, he was speaking figuratively. You made a joke.
You know, I am a journalist. I like to add color. Use a bit of euphemism. But,
So we can really break the AFC down into the Broncos, the Patriots.
no, the Buffalo Bills, they're beating the Jets.
Buffalo Bills are looking good. Again, the Bills are going to be up and down all season.
Yeah, when it comes to once it gets to playoff time, like you can just throw it all up, man.
Yeah.
At that point, it's all. Actually, it's pretty much experience, but Rex Ryan has a thing where he's I don't know.
Rex Ryan historically can just rally a team and get them deep into it. Yeah, they're good at making runs, which is what makes the knockout style of the NFL playoffs entertaining. I was wrong. I picked the Bills to win the AFC East. That's absolutely not going to happen. But I want to ask you guys, the Broncos, the Patriots, the field. Who do you guys like to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl? I'll start with Jason.
I mean, if it's those three, I'd say the Patriots.
Unfortunately, it's going to be Patriots. For me, I'm going Denver. I think that's going to be one of the more exciting games to watch. Whatever happens later on the season. But honestly, I think Manning is starting to look. He's starting to look more like Manning, at least in the past couple of weeks. And that defense, I think. I mean, they did a pretty poor job last week against Indianapolis. And I think historically, every great defense always has that one game they feel like they just underperform to like get them refocused. Chicago Bears defense in 1987, that thing happened. Same thing. It felt like they needed that one loss just to get it out, almost like get it out of their system and refocus them onto the bigger picture kind of thing. And I think that's kind of what they needed. I think that if it goes in Denver, I think that.
I tend to agree. Logan, again, the Patriots, the Broncos, or the field.
I like the field.
See, the field. Logan, where are you at?
It could be. I am a Broncos fan, although I've also been burned by the Broncos in the past, so I don't trust my own heart when it comes to that. So I'm going to go with it.
Interesting. So we have three for the Patriots, one for the Broncos.
One for the field.
The field, yeah. Calvin Field. Like the field is you don't have Andrew Luck, the Colts. You have the.
Oh, wait, so the field on the team?
The undefeated.
I thought they were just like a third.
Well, the field is every team, not one of those two teams.
I might have.
Typically, the odds are in your favor. You've got 14 other teams, so
I'm playing.
I'm going with the Miami Dolphins.
I don't watch NFL as much as everybody does.
So again, let's drill down. In the field, right? You have some frisky teams like the Buffalo Bills. You have the Steelers or the Ravens if they can turn it around. You have the undefeated Cincinnati Bengals that nobody seems to believe.
Yeah.
You have whoever wins the terrible AFC South, most likely the Colts. And then you have teams like the Raiders and the Chargers that can be frisky and make a late kind of run. But I'm actually with Adam. Preseason, I like the Broncos. I'm still with the Broncos. The Patriots have two terminal problems. Number one is they don't have that third down running back.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the Super Bowl and think about how many receptions Shane Vereen caught. All those drive extending catches that really kept giving him that new set of downs down the stretch. Deion Lewis out for the year on injured reserve.
They do have to figure out that all the injuries in the offense.
They have offensive line problems, exactly, and I'm glad you said it, and they don't have that out of the backfield player. They have three plotting players. They have Brandon Bolden, they have James White, they have LeGarrette Blount, but they don't have a dynamic back that can move the chains for them. And I think that's going to get them in trouble because it's already a team that doesn't have a deep ball. They don't have a deep threat. And so with that defense, with those Broncos linebackers, with Peyton Manning kind of building this offense brick by brick, assuming the Broncos can get to December and everybody's still standing, that's where I'm going.
That's the big assumption.
It's a gigantic assumption.
Yeah.
And again, last year Peyton Manning played several games with a torn quad muscle and just couldn't make the throws, couldn't get to the sideline, couldn't hit that seam right over the middle. Think about how many times have we seen Peyton Manning with Dallas Clark down the seam, catching those lasers. He can't make that throw. Guys, 40 years old, can't do anything. So I still think though with that defense, with that Aqib Talib defense, with those edge rushers,
Stephen Harris and Von Miller and Marcus, that's a terrible.
I love that Broncos defense. And so that's where. All right, the NFC. Now it's not as cut and dry, right? We have the Green Bay Packers, a team that we thought overwhelming favorite, and you have this great stat, JC, of Aaron Rodgers. Can you repeat it?
I remember I think it's since 2012. He hasn't beaten a winning team on the road since 2012.
Aaron Rodgers has not beaten a winning team on the road since 2012. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a double-digit comeback on his resume.
That's it. It's one of those things where after a loss like that, reporters will bring it up, and Aaron Rodgers does not like the question.
He does not like talking about it. But
how do you answer that?
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm so awesome that I'm not usually behind.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, how many opportunities is he
that's the question.
Well, no, the beating winning teams on the road.
Well, that I totally get that part. But then again, but no double-digit comebacks.
When you're digging Green Bay down, when you're digging that deep into stats, it just feels like you're trying to take the knees out from under him.
Well, but again, the Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there's people that will by people I mean white people. There are white reporters that will speak about Aaron Rodgers as he, as if he's this like, he's a better person than you. No one has ever played it as well as he has. He's one of those guys who won a Super Bowl very early on in his career. It was 5 years ago. He has not really whipped a title since then. And I think at this point, he's north of 30. I think it's fair to question how good he really is, and is he a product of the kind of system that he was in, the infrastructure that he was in, the luxury of sitting for 40 years under Brett Favre. So, all right,
No, but
no, he's pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good.
It's good.
I'm reaching. I'm
I
grasping.
think you got a bunch of reporters that are fucking jealous that he's getting Olivia Munn. That's what I think it is. Oh.
I mean, basically, what the problem is, it's the Tony Romo thing. Like Romo's out, they can't blame this kind of shit on somebody else besides. They got to find somebody else.
Yeah, it's like the shit with like, Obama's a bad president. Well, let's see how somebody else would have done. It's like let's see how somebody else would manage the Green Bay Packers offense. So let's put a clown in there.
But that's kind of the getting the touchdown, Carlos Williams.
Yes, 7 points.
7 points, baby. Touchdown, Carlos. All right.
I'm playing you this week. That's what's up.
So anyway, all right. In any case, my apologies. So all right. So we have the Green Bay Packers. We have the Minnesota Vikings.
This is what happens when we watch football while we're doing the podcast.
We have the Minnesota Vikings somehow 6-2. Their quarterback coming off of a really intense concussion.
Only thing I know about Minnesota Vikings is Brock Lesnar did not make the cut. Minnesota Vikings.
John Cena.
So Minnesota Vikings 6-2. Green Bay Packers, they've lost 2 in a row, but they're still 6-2. NFC East, it'll be one team, and it'll be whoever comes out of that team. Philly, Washington, New York, Dallas. Who the hell knows? It'll be a short run. NFC South, like we were saying earlier, deep. New Orleans is looking frisky. Carolina's undefeated.
You like that word frisky, don't you?
I think I've said it like 3 times already.
It is in fact 3 times.
And you know what it is? I'll tell you why. A little inside baseball for you guys. Somebody applied to be an editor at the Daily Dot from a publication called The Frisky, and I was like reading their resume, and that word is like in my head. All right.
You can tell you're a writer because like just showing you a word, like showing you a gun in the story, you're like I have to use it again.
Yeah. And then NFC West. Seattle Seahawks, 2-time Super Bowl, representatives for the NFC, buried in the depth chart behind the St. Louis Rams.
Does that mean 2-time Super Bowl losers?
They won one, and they lost one.
Okay.
So 2013.
So the way you said that they represented in the Super Bowl, they made it to the
They
final.
made it
They're
champions.
not exactly the Buffalo Bills in the '90s yet. But,
They
Oh my
made
God, I
it
know what happened.
they made it to the final, and then they won in 2013. They lost dramatically in 2014.
They lost like 5.
And this year they're middling, but this is around that time where they start to become dominant.
Yeah.
And the thing about Seattle is notorious for being just about impossible to win in Seattle. Seattle is one of those just like brutal, crazy fans.
Having the worst fans.
Well, and a lot of people think Pacific Northwest, liberal, white people with beards, but actually a lot of fishermen, a lot of like rustic Alaskans.
A lot of racists.
A lot of racists. You want to have a lot of racists in your stadium because I tell you what,
predominantly black defense.
It's like the crowd of Sweden is cheering on Ghana.
You got 50,000 kind of like Alaskan fishermen in there, being like a little bit racist.
Is there a
and
white
like,
guy on the team besides the offensive line?
Russell Wilson.
yeah. Right.
You
Anyway,
understand because it's like skin.
yeah. That was,
Also, because he sort of defined himself.
yeah. Russell Wilson's one of those he's one of those black quarterbacks that most people of color, myself included, don't particularly like rooting for. Because he doesn't seem like a person of color. That's
He reminds me of the Tiger Woods. I'll put it that way.
He got a little Tiger Woods. He's a little Tiger Woods.
Like, I'm multiracial. Man, if this was the 50s, you'd be black. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hey, if you've ever been called a slur, then you're going to self-identify as a minority.
I'm just curious where he would show up at the racial draft. You've ever
I think my people would give him up. Be like, you know what, you're good.
So anyway, part of the reason why people don't like Russell Wilson is
Let me
because
claim Bill Clinton.
he's like overly like
He's just some off about it.
There's something about him that seems a little disingenuous.
he's disingenuous. That's all it is. It's a disingenuous. And he says he's a virgin. Which is
What?
like, he says he's a virgin. Yeah, he says he's a virgin, and that's a big part of what people don't like. And he does. He did like a Bose commercial, like an audio commercial, and his artist was like Macklemore. That was like in the commercial. It would be the White.
Like
Seriously, you can pick all the rappers that are great.
Future, you can pick any rapper in the world, and you got Macklemore in a commercial pumping you up.
Like if I'm gonna have a commercial, I'm gonna have Tupac, the song where he called out Biggie. That's gonna be mine. And we fucked your wife. I want that song.
Yeah.
In my most commercial.
Absolutely. The about me on my Facebook page is I fuck your bitch. Like that's so like I definitely like I understand.
Y'all are aggro, man.
Sorry, I don't like Russell. I don't like Russell.
I don't like him either.
I don't like Russell.
I have no reason to dislike. I have no reason necessarily, I guess, to dislike him. But I mean, there's something about him that just doesn't come off like. He comes across as almost like a 70% Tim Tebow. Like Tim Tebow, I feel like Tebow is at least I feel genuine. I feel like he is exactly what he's genuine.
I like Tim Tebow because he's
Exactly.
genuine.
I agree with Tim Tebow because like that's what he believes.
Like
And Calvin,
and I feel like Russell Wilson is like a politician's version of Tim Tebow.
Yes.
Tim Tebow's the third football player you've mentioned in the show who I know who you are.
yeah, you're right. He's very religious, very
Pretty
like.
to repeat Manning and Aaron Rodgers.
And which way, like
For
that's,
those keeping score.
and that, like that's how genuine Tim Tebow is. Like he crosses continents.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played half a down in the NFL.
Yeah, he's not any good. Yeah, he's just the religious guy. But it's okay. He's the religious guy.
Yeah.
So this is crazy.
And he's a broadcaster in the SEC.
Everybody needs like a religious
Everybody's
guy.
a broadcaster.
You guys were talking. You're talking about the Seahawks and how this is around the time of the season they usually become good.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a big soccer fan. Soccer is a momentum game in terms of league
Mhm.
structures. And, if you get into a rut, you get into the bottom three places of the league. You're not finishing in the top half that season. It's, halfway through the season, it's basically over for you, right?
Mhm.
Your expectations shrink very quickly. But it seems, from what you're saying, obviously, it's a different structure. There are 4 teams in each conference.
So in each division.
In each division, it's a form game more than a momentum game, and if you can come good, you can still mount a challenge for a reasonable place and time.
That's
Coming good
exactly
is important for mounting.
It is biggest upset in NFL history. 2007, the Patriots were 18-0.
Yeah.
The Giants went 9-7, barely got into the playoffs, but they got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
At that point,
And healthy.
yeah,
It's hot and healthy.
hot and healthy.
That sounds like a point.
That's all. It's not all right. So
I've seen that one.
let's jump ahead now. Before we get to our picks, I want to get into the picks of the weekend. Before we jump into our picks, very briefly, there's one college football game that's worth our time this weekend. Let's update the big board. Let's switch gears to college football. Number 1, Clemson continues undefeated. Playing Syracuse.
I would have guessed that, by the way.
Clemson is playing Syracuse this weekend.
The coach keeps dancing.
Potential trap game for Clemson.
We
Potential
watching that one, Kevin?
Yes.
It's
We're watching
is
it.
that Kevin? Is that one the carrier down?
I actually don't know.
Oh, Kevin,
That's going to be the 4th game of football I've ever watched.
that's a trap game. Number 2, Alabama, fresh off a beating
In person.
Fresh off a beating.
Roll
LSU
Tide.
Tigers. Roll Tide.
Man, fuck you.
Number 3, Alabama.
I got a friend from Alabama. He also looks like my team just won. Roll Tide, motherfuckers.
That's it.
I'm
Alabama
sorry, that
beating-
was like an autonomic reaction. Somebody says, I'm like, hey, fuck you, and the mother you came from.
Yeah,
Fuck all you.
So Elliott is from
Just,
Elliott's from Louisiana. The big Louisiana rival is Alabama. Alabama last Saturday.
I love that
LSU.
your country is so big that rivalry is a whole fucking state.
Whole
away.
state, man.
A local rivalry.
Whole state.
we have stadiums you can literally, like Dundee, which in Scotland where I come from, Dundee and Dundee United. You can walk from the stadiums. You can see one stadium from the other. It's a 5-minute walk.
that would be great. You get a lot of fights. But see, here's the real thing behind SEC rivalry.
Well, hold on, real quick. What was the LSU Alabama score? Because I did not watch
30-16.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game.
It was a shitty game. Like,
Right.
Miles does what he always does, and he doesn't fucking game plan against a D line that you can't get
It was
past.
basically what 2011 championship was like. I mean, that offense could do nothing.
Nothing.
It was bad.
What was Fournette's final line?
31 yards on 19 carries.
Yeah, it was bad for him. Bad for his.
So what's 31 divided by 19?
Not very much.
1.7.
1.7 yards per carry. Now there's 100 yards on the field.
I think 31 divided by 19 is the lost time.
It's a lost time.
No.
It's a lost time.
Because there's no one else challenging him for it.
So all right. So Bama is number 2 now. The undisputed number 2, 8-1.
They should be number 1.
Now number 3, and again, this is a team that probably should be number 1. I still don't like their.
You're basically the Florida State of this year.
Yeah. Yes, but you should still get the title until someone takes
I
it.
agree.
You should if you haven't lost a game in X amount of time.
And your quarterback has not been arrested.
You should. Well, okay, all right. So his quarterback was arrested. That happens. Look,
Touche.
part of what's great about American sports is like players get arrested every week. It's really great.
And your tight end ends up murdering somebody 5 years later.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Aaron Hernandez, dude. you know what's funny is like I had a buddy that was like, "Oh man, this is really awesome." In Grand Theft, like when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, he's like, "This is amazing. You can rename the main character in Grand Theft Auto 5." So I'm playing as Aaron Hernandez.
You're just chewing gum and shooting people.
Anyway, Aaron Hernandez.
Actually,
Have you heard of Aaron Hernandez?
I have heard of Aaron.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've heard of O.J. Simpson, right?
I mean, yes,
Okay.
I've heard of O.J. Simpson.
Anyway, Hernandez murdered a couple guys. You know, no big deal, but now he's in jail. All right, so
But he was
so,
Tim Tebow's teammate.
Tim Tebow Hernandez were teammates. Yeah. And actually,
So it's Tebow's fault.
here's
Tebow could not save him.
here's my Tim Tebow story.
So that makes it his fault.
He's not
I kill
Jesus.
these people because of you.
It checks out.
Anyway, I have a Tim Tebow story, but I'm googling this bar that I was at just so that I can be as clear as possible.
Perfect.
Anyway, so I was at what was this bar called? It probably closed
And
down.
Tim Tebow was there not drinking because he's a Christian.
Well,
That's the thing that gets on my nerves when people at a bar like they're just there by themselves. It's
The
like,
bottom line.
I don't drink.
So anyway-
Why the fuck are you here?
so I'm in Washington D.C. at a bar called the Bottom Line
Nice.
in Farragut North. Talking to this guy from the University of Florida, this Asian dude, incredibly friendly person. I don't mean to put him in a box.
I can hear you.
He was an Asian American man.
Tell us more about your friendly Asian friend.
So we're sitting there.
Did he bring you down?
We're shooting the shit. He goes, you know, I was in school with Tim Tebow, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. Now Tim Tebow, he's one of those guys, you know, very religious dude. But come on, he partied. You know, like, come on, you can tell me. And he's like, actually, he was a blowjob virgin. He was like routinely hooking up with sorority girls, getting blowjobs, but hanging on to his virginity because he was technically not penetrating.
No, he's still a fucking virgin.
Now that's a bullshit secondhand anecdote, but you can tell that's what Tim Tebow was.
That's a very like.
That would never hold up in court. That was
like,
some like.
It's a very outdated patriarchal vision of that.
Exactly. But that's how Tim Tebow hung on to his virginity. But he was notorious for being on
It
campus.
was also all those gay encounters he had because it didn't go in a vagina.
He's like, yeah,
No,
virgin.
that's actually the funny thing is that like they found
I
that.
just slandered Tim Tebow on your podcast.
No, you may have not.
No, I'm pretty sure Ramon slandered.
I slandered Tebow about the Asian.
No, yeah,
It's secondhand
Asian
story.
friend.
I'll put it this way: it's only slander if he knows at the time it's untrue. Right. Now he can talk about a public figure and something he heard. That's not slander.
It's only slander if you can prove damages. Is he still a rich as fuck? He's still going to be
Exactly.
rich as
What
fuck.
harm? Yeah, exactly. What harm did
Fine. And honestly, if like that story got out, people in the NFL would like it. They'd be like, yeah, Tim Tebow, world class player. So in many ways. And here's where I'm going to undercut the whole anecdote. Is he also said that Aaron Hernandez used to live next door to Aaron Hernandez, and his dog, Aaron Hernandez's dog would always get loose in his yard. And he said that Aaron Hernandez was like the most affable, friendly person that he knew in Florida. So obviously, how good is his judgment?
That's true.
How believable is this guy? All right, let's move forward. Let's get to the picks. JC, run it down.
Who's winning right now? Is the question.
Bills are winning 22-3.
Well, in our we pick games against the point spread every week.
You said it was winning.
So,
I just went while we were watching.
and so we've missed a couple weeks because not all of us have been here. But at current count, in the lead is actually Elliot and Logan with 31 wins. Second is Adam at 30. Behind that is me at 28, and Roman had a 1 week in which he only got one game right. Roman. Sorry.
Is he
You get your name back when you start winning, Ramon.
Is he a generic white character from the CW show?
Also, Roman, put down the fucking pick. Start doing
All right, let's go. What's the first game?
Come on,
Let's go.
Ramon's only got 24 wins.
Oh, your name is Roman from now on. Roman is your
I
name.
don't know why I did that, man. I'm sorry.
It's perfect. That's his nickname.
It's Roman Reigns. Is what it is.
What's the first game?
All right, so we've got Lions at Packers.
What's the line?
It's, Packers plus 11.5.
No way in hell.
That's
Give me
why-
Detroit.
Yeah.
I like Green Bay to win that one. 21-16. Adam, where you at?
I like Green Bay to win as well. I'm gonna say 2017.
I love it. Logan.
We
gotta go quicker, Logan.
It's a lot of fucking points. So Detroit, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I like
Give me the Packers by 2 touchdowns.
I like that. So you're assuming that Detroit's going to end the season, which is a fair assumption. But I
Yeah,
think Detroit
yeah,
has
they're cleaning
just
house.
enough spark.
But then they have pride. They live in Detroit.
Yeah.
The answer's no.
JC, where you at?
Cowboys and Buccaneers. Buccaneers are -1.5. They're
That was
actually
a
favored
shot
in this
and a half,
game.
right? It's like properly zoomed in on the crotches and posteriors.
Yeah, you
Two
can always
Jets
see
players.
NFL dog. It's always very uncomfortable. They always
No, that's on purpose.
Okay.
you can always see some NFL dog. It's really uncomfortable. All right,
Yeah.
Ramon, stop eating.
all right.
Before we leave, we gotta show you what phone.
So yeah, Buccaneers actually favored by 1.5 over the Cowboys.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason Dallas on the road with an overextended defense. Sean Lee's had 2 concussions in 6 weeks. That guy needs to retire.
Big time Matty Flynn.
But guess what? Cowboys all day.
I feel like they're gonna win one of these games.
Dallas 31-10.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, 31-10.
They got to.
Yeah, Buccaneers.
They're not going to come back in that big.
They need to make.
That's one of those weird lines where Vegas, I think, is trying to
Just give up, Logan. Man's gonna eat.
I'm definitely giving Dallas for that. I'm going to say Dallas 27. 27-17.
Yeah, Logan, what we got?
Dallas.
I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers. They sound fun.
All right.
Buccaneers, love it.
They're Pirates.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna steal the win.
I got Dallas.
JC, what do you want?
Win Cowboys.
Next game.
Panthers at Titans. Titans +5.5.
Oh shit.
Wait, sorry, can I just stop it at this game for a second? Right? So this guy here, the 14.
Yeah.
He
The Civil War quarterback.
he has he's got like an armband with like lots of writing on it.
Yeah.
It's not like
That's the place.
he's got his plays
Just
on his
plays.
arm.
It's the playbook, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, because sometimes they don't always do read off that in case they lose connection.
Yeah, that's the silver lining.
Because they got the headphones, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
That's weird.
usually they just call it in from the
But he needs
coach's
to
box.
be
But
able to if he gets I need a 2 with a X
he's not
read.
ordering fast food.
And be like,
I think I number 2 instead of fries.
All right. I think so. It's Titans are 5.5 point dogs at home to who?
To Carolina.
To the Panthers.
Yeah, I take Carolina.
Yeah,
They're winning by 10.
Yeah,
They're winning by.
Yeah, the Panthers are rolling right now. There's no stopping them right now.
I have Carolina 30-23. No, 20-13.
Okay. Give me the Panthers.
So still by something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the score. Yeah.
Bears at Rams. Rams -7.
Oh,
I got
Bears are frisky right now.
yeah.
There's the 4th friskiest shit.
Should I buy you some Kent treats?
No,
Yeah, Cutler's playing pretty well. He's actually throwing out Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon's healthy.
winning on the road. Now, St. Louis has a spectacular defense and an offense with just no identity and lots of problems.
And a lot of racial tension.
So
They
yeah,
got plenty of identity. Don't do it.
well, not according to the game plan,
Mm.
and not it is a team that has like 4 or 5 tricks in its playbook, and it goes off in the first half, and then tries to replicate them to less success. Give me the Rams comfortably though. You can see some turnovers in the air.
What's the line again?
Rams -7.
I like the Rams.
I like the Rams.
Logan, where you at?
Give me the Cubs.
Logan, can I live? Can I live, dude? Can I live? Elliot, where you at?
Oh, give me Rams.
I'm actually going Bears to cover the 7, but not win the game. Rams or Bears?
Hey, I'm with you. What's the next game?
Well, Logan needs to go Rams or Bears.
Fuck, I don't know.
That sounds like a few.
Take the Cubs.
Rams
Cubs.
or Bears.
Well, if it was the Cubs, I'd go with the Cubs, but it's the Bears, so I'm gonna go with the Rams.
You'd take the Chicago Cubs over the St. Louis Rams? In what field of battle?
right now.
Brandon Marshall just scored a touchdown. Follows me on Twitter. No big deal.
Shit.
Exactly. No.
Brandon Marshall follows me on
If
Twitter.
the Chicago Cubs were going to play the St. Louis Rams, what are you
It's
doing, like
mostly a joke
hockey?
because he follows like 300,000 people.
Fuck, I don't.
All right, next game.
I'm so disinterested.
Is there any sport in which you would take the Chicago Cubs over the St. Louis Rams?
You know, here
Baseball?
next station.
That's a good.
Field hockey.
Field lacrosse?
All right, next game.
It's a marathon.
Saints at Redskins. Redskins +1.
Oh, give me Saints.
Yeah, I'm taking New Orleans on that one.
Yeah, fuck the Redskins. I don't know. That's all I know.
Yeah, obviously the name is a racial slur. It needs to be changed.
That's what I name a team like.
I would love for the Saints to win this game and put the Washington football team out of misery. But at home for Cousins, you can do whatever you want to that defense.
There should be a team called like the
Give me the Redskins.
I don't know, the Chicago Crackers.
Yeah, like I would have named like the Austin Whiteys.
That's about, like there is no bad like
Honky?
it's not that bad.
Not the Redskins.
Like,
Really? No. Like, yeah,
that's how good it is to be white. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't
it's like,
You can call it what you like. I still win. I still win.
Dolphins at Eagles. Eagles -6.
Ooh. Yeah, Philly. Well, I'm going to take Miami to cover. Now, you know how I feel about Ryan Tannehill. I don't think he's elite. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. No deep ball. He's not a black.
You're giving Logan palpitations right now with this prize.
But I also think Philly's got all sorts of problems.
He's equally pissed about the fries and his
and the table.
So you got Jarvis Landry. You got Rashard Matthews, Lamar Miller. I don't know who's starting at tight end for the Dolphins these days, but I think they're. Oh yeah, Jake Cam. No, he's off.
Well, Stoneburner, yeah,
Flipper.
Right. So
It's
Stoneburner.
you got Flipper.
Yeah, I don't know football, but
You got Dan
You might
Marino.
be Jarwin from Sequest.
You got.
Snowflake and Ace
All right.
Ventura.
I can do
Yeah,
funny.
that's-
I can't do football, but I can do.
This
Funny.
is a rematch of the Super Bowl from Ace Ventura.
Yes.
I like Philadelphia to win this one comfortably by 20
So
because
sorry.
Miami sucks.
So that's 4 football games I've ever watched in my life because I remember the Super Bowl game from Ace Ventura.
That's true.
Give me the Dolphins.
I'm going Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm taking Miami.
Oh, the next game.
Oh.
Jesse, you got to be ready with the next game, dude.
Yeah, like Ramon, he needs some ketchup.
It's like, you know what it is? I hate it when, like, you know how when people are DJing a
That was-
party
that
and
was
they don't
horrible.
have
I
a
loved
song
it.
queued up?
Hey, Brian's not here, so let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Browns at Steelers. Steelers -5.5.
Well, there's no Big Ben. This is going to be an ugly
No
game.
Big Ben, no Le'Veon Bell.
1916,
Antonio Brown.
Pittsburgh.
Tony Brown's still there. I'm throwing it to him. Michael Vick. Vick is throwing it to him.
No, it's Landry Jones.
Oh.
From Friday Night Lights?
No, from Oklahoma University.
Yeah.
Michael Vick's in it.
Actually,
Did he fuck up something?
He did the dogs. He
Did
killed
the
all the
dogs.
dogs. Yeah.
That's
A
it.
lot of dogs.
But you know,
What if I know their name, they must have fucked something up.
that's true. The Michael Vick thing is tough because it's like what he did is terrible, but he did his time. There's people that won't let that shit go. You know, all he did was electrocute some dogs. You know, like that happens.
This is the guy who owns a dog. It's like,
But the man has a
he buried him properly.
He
buried
buried the man.
the
has
Dogs, and then
He went to jail. Like
I-
he went to jail for longer than Martha Stewart did for billing people out of money. Like
I want to know what Penny thinks about that.
I think she says it's
what if Penny was the dog that been electrocuted? You take it.
No, honestly though, it's terrible. He can't be electrocuted. He can't be killing dogs.
Yeah, but at a certain point, when do we
Everyone's
say
hot
you
take
served
there.
your time?
You can't be electrocuting. I'm sorry if this is controversial. You can't be electrocuting dogs.
You know what's funny? Like one of the dogs from his old kennel was like rescued. It was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. As like, look at this amazing rehab story. And then it was like crossing the street and he got hit by a car. So like, sometimes you just can't win. Sometimes you just can't win.
I win them all.
Michael Vick's dogs, but this game has nothing.
So
to do
you're
with
saying not every dog has his or her?
Well, what I'm saying is, you know,
Not all dogs, but
what I'm saying is
Every dog has his or her
Some dogs
day.
are assholes.
Every dog has his or her day, but it's not necessarily like Ferris Bueller. Kind of
It sounds like I'm picking the Browns to cover this.
what I'm saying is, we could have heat up these fries beforehand. We could have put them in the heat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never been you from eating half the bag.
all right, well, here.
All right, moving forward. What's the next
Get this
game?
out of the way.
What's the next game?
No, we didn't
Get this out of the way
pick.
right now.
Give me the Browns. Give me the Browns.
All right.
So who likes Pittsburgh to cover? Nobody, because that,
I'll take it.
I'm taking Cleveland.
yeah, everybody likes Pittsburgh to lay an egg at home. Whether or not they win, they're not going to cover.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next game?
Jaguars, Ravens -5.5.
Oh, see, this is they're getting you. They're trying to get you. Two bad teams.
Yeah.
One team that you are familiar with and won the Super Bowl in 2012. So
Yeah.
you're thinking
Ravens have no pass rush, and Blake Bortles has actually been playing pretty well.
there's no reason to think that Baltimore is going to cover 5.5 points. That's ridiculous, irresponsible. But guess what? I like it. Give me the Ravens.
Give me Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. And I've never said that before in my life. Because fuck Jacksonville. It's a horrible swamp.
It's the South.
I'm-
It's all
I
No, but here's the problem.
Mm.
Jacksonville is the part of Florida that's north, but it is the south, and that's why it sucks. the further south you go in Florida, the better it is.
Well,
I'm going
you know what though? You got those beautiful beaches. You got the Fort Walton Beach area. You got the Nestle Beach area. Sandy beaches. And you got timeshares.
Florida
It's
is
great.
the siren of states. It seems really good, but then it sucks.
I'm taking the Tree Hill Ravens.
The Tree Hill Raven. One Tree Hill. Yeah.
If that's a reference you guys get.
Love One Tree Hill.
One of the greatest sports TV show of all time.
Can I get the Star City Arrows?
Next game.
This is a weird line. Vikings at Raiders. Raiders
Ooh.
-3.
That's gonna be a good game.
Well, there's no Teddy Bridgewater, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it won't be a good game.
Actually, is Teddy Bridgewater out? I thought they said he was going to be ready.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be great.
You shouldn't be playing, man. You got a concussion.
As if that matters.
It's the NFL.
Yeah.
That just never stopped anyone.
Yeah, he's gonna play. So that changes everything.
That's what I'm saying. That line is weird.
That's a weird line. You know, I like the Raiders in a close one, 24-23. So I like the Vikings to cover.
As Drew Carey would say, welcome to the NFL. When the injuries are real and the concussions don't matter.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota goes in the right line. They take that one.
Give me the Raiders.
Next game.
I'm going Raiders.
Next game is
Patriots at Giants. Giants +7.
oof, that's a rough line.
I hate this game so much. I don't want to. No, again.
Yeah, I would stay far away from them.
On the biggest stage, I take New York. In the regular season, I go New England.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because it's easier to cheat during the regular season.
Yeah, I like the Giants to cover. I mean, whether or not they win, this game is gonna be sensitive. Give me the Patriots to win 35-31. So I'm taking the Giants here.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is the top three, the three teams that are unbeaten, all are big cats. You got the Tigers, you got the Panthers, and you got the Cheetahs. So give me the Patriots.
That's a really dumb pun.
It's
Next game.
It's a dad
Next
joke.
game. Next
Go
game.
I liked it.
Oh my god!
I'll go Pats.
The ultimate dad joke is if you have a son and he comes to you one day, he's like, Dad, I'm gay, and you just go, Hi, gay, I'm Dad. That would be great. That would be amazing. It would make your life worthwhile. Cool. Let us go.
You're saying so like sweet and accepting.
It's so
fine, yeah.
so like, why are you making this joke right now? That's the ultimate dad joke when it comes at no reason or rhyme.
Yeah, I got the like, hey, tired. I'm Ramon.
Yeah,
my dad is such a dick. Next game.
All right, we got 3 games left. We can get through this.
3 games. Let's go.
Chiefs at Broncos. Broncos -5.5.
Are you kidding me? Chiefs at Broncos in the Mile City coming off a loss. Now Peyton Manning's questionable. He tweaked something.
Good ankle, I think.
He tweaked something during like senior aerobics or something. So I don't know. I don't know if Peyton Manning is going to be there. Give me the Broncos.
I just senior water aerobics.
Senior water
That
aerobics.
water aerobics is pretty tough, guys.
Peyton tweaked something. He tweaked something. He's got that Q next to his name, but I still like the Broncos to cover.
Yeah, I definitely take Denver.
Because I love this is the best defense Peyton Manning's ever played with. Yeah, you talk about you got 2 guys that can set the edge. You got just
It's like the Dome Patrol.
top 5 talent linebackers, and you have a secondary that is playing physical, in-your-face ball. They'll come at you. They'll jam you at the line. They won't give you any space to the Broncos. Let's go. Next game.
Cardinals at Seahawks. Seahawks -3.
Ooh. Give me Cards.
You like the Cards straight up, right?
Because they have all the LSU players.
Yep. they got all right. So again, you got the Cardinals.
This man knows me.
A team with a sterling record, but a team that's unproven in big games, going against a team that is completely proven in big games.
They've already beaten Seattle once, haven't they?
Coming off the bye, coming off a dramatic win in Dallas. I like Seattle at home. I'm not. I love the Cards, and I think this can be a higher scoring game than people predict. But I think the Seahawks. I still believe in that 12-man magic. Give me the Hawks.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be Seahawks because it's in Seattle. Yeah.
Is it really magic if you have to buy the rights to use a
I
phrase?
take
Not anymore.
Arizona. I take Arizona. I think it's going to be.
I'm
I'm going to say Arizona 13-6.
I'm eating my beard.
Arizona 13-6. I love it. And the Monday Nighter.
All right, Monday night. This is I'm going against one of my rules. Texans at Bengals. Bengals -10.5. I love taking 10-point underdogs, but I said betting against the Texans all year. So.
Oh yeah,
It's
the smart bet.
Yeah. Bengals 24-10.
Yeah, something like
Yeah. Texans are the worst team.
I think Cincinnati pitches a shutout.
Yeah, I can see that. Texans have so many problems. Hey, what are they doing on Monday Night Football? That's a shame. That's an embarrassment. That's disgraceful.
It's because everyone gets their turn.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to Inside the Locker. My name is Ron. We'll catch you guys next week. Everybody stay safe, drive safe, take an Uber, take a Lyft, and we'll see you next week on Set Along. Peace. Bye.
So, what was that?
Get out of here, man. It's ridiculous. I've been here since fucking noon, man. I've been here since 10:30 in this room.
You've legitimately been here longer than us.
Ridiculous.
I don't want to hear because most recording nights I'm here from 9 a.m. until probably 1 a.m.
One of these days, Nick's gonna come in here with like a broad that he's trying to hook up with, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, this is awkward." It's not gonna happen. I'm kidding. And I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying broad.
Nick is the CEO of the Daily Dive.
That's why.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's why you would bring the woman here.
I was like,
would he do that?
No, he
That
would
was a
not do
joke.
that.
That was
I
a
don't
joke.
think so. I would be extremely surprised.
I
if he
mean,
did.
really, if you're the CEO and you're like, I'm a CEO, do you really bring her to the office with the nine cats on the wall?
Yes.
If you're in Austin, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, if she's a girl in Austin, she's probably into the nine
Yeah,
cats.
like if you're in Dallas, no.
Hey, Ramon, that Jurassic Park poster.
You're thinking of some like swanky.
It's how I got my
type bar.
That poster's squid.
Those are
Sarah's, right?
the cat
Yeah.
cafe is awesome. Nobody went to that stupid thing.
There you go. That's better.
But the way they did it is the problem.
I feel confident saying that.
cleaning
Not the cat cafe's fault.
Those are good.
Technically, you're right.
Everybody gets scored on right now.
I feel confident
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
that
it does
this
look
is going to
good.
be the worst
You did that place,
worst
cats
sounding
all over the
podcast
place.
ever.
You guys should show Callan.
We should share Bud Bumble.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I got it. Don't take the bills off.
Well, just say
No, hold on a second.
It's commercial break.
Well, no, I also have to stop our recording of the YouTube broadcast. They're like, bye, guys.
Oh, yeah, there's two people watching.